Going live. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Who will be earning themselves a qualification spot here for the TSL4 in qualifier number 4 for Korea? Well, we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. Just a few more qualifications left, so every game counts at this point, Apollo.
Every game counts, and this is going to be a great game. Are we going to see TaeJa go to the finals where he could be awaiting a teammate as well? Another game between these two guys, or are we going to see another TSL Zerg? And when I stress that word Zerg, I mean it, man, because TSL Zerg players have been dominating the GSTL. They don't even use Protoss and Terran players, man. They just use Zerg players. They have Hyun, they have Shine, they have Revival, they have, of course, Symbol, and they all live and train together and share their practice regime. So I expect nothing but the best quality game from Shine.
I hope so. I mean, I think you're right. Like, based off of what we saw in his games earlier today, some people may say, like, oh, are you, what? But that wasn't what I saw in some of those games. But a lot of that, I think game number 1 with his bust was rather planned. The second one, it's somewhat reactionary. The second one, definitely reactionary based off of killing all those Marines in the center. But even in the third game, played a very, very solid game, captured the win versus Gumiho, took advantage of his opponent's greed, and I think played very, very nicely. So yes, this is really going to be a display here as we have him, you know, we have these two going at it.
And we have a double barracks already from Liquid.TaeJa saying, screw this matchup, it's imbalanced, and goes double racks to end the game in the first 10 minutes, which is an approach a lot of Terran players do. It's the double 12, so it's pretty early. And the drone's going to go in. The drone should be able to go in and see that there's an SCV or 2 SCVs missing. He'll know that there hasn't been a drone scout yet. So technically, he should realize that this is going to be a 2 racks just through that drone scout.
Yeah, I mean, he should be getting that information. And the location of those, what do you think about that particular location of the actual
I mean, they could have been closer. But, you know, to go double 12 racks, you want to put them right here in the middle. Because if you go, it becomes too later of a barracks. And the Marines are still pretty fast at walking, so they'll get there in the nick of time. But a drone is looking around for it. Shine knows what's going on just by going in there. And he now has 2 drones on the natural, waiting for the spawning pool to pop, but it was a 16 spawning pool. So being a little bit cheeky adding in a drone there before the regular 15 and may get punished because of it.
You might get punished. So we have the bunker going up right now. Drones are going to be pulled off here. Drones not only take out the SCV and work on the bunker, but also stop reinforcements. And there it is, the cancellation. Will we see a spine go down? Yes, almost immediately here. And I think that he's going to be able to hold this off quite nicely there. 1 Marine goes down, 2 Marine goes down. There's a 3rd one, but he's now being chased away by drones, and that SCV is going to fall as well. And with that spine crawler up, that is pretty much all but thwarted. He's not going to give up quite yet, but every SCV that he kills here, and now the Lings are out. And that should mean this is done for here. He's got to get that SCV, though. He definitely doesn't want that to complete. But I think he's going to be okay holding it off. Any reinforcements as well.
Yeah, the grabbing those 2 Marines initially was so good for his game, and it looks like these Marines are trying to get in there. He's trying to surround with the drones, but he will lose drones in return. But the spine crawler is down anyway, and it looks like Shine will just about hold on. And with the spine down, I mean, this is dealt with.
Yeah, I think, though, he lost a lot more than he probably should have in that. You know, he did not kill the SCV building that bunker. And then actually lost quite a bit on the way out there and then the way back from the reinforcements. So he stopped the initial aggression and the low CC going down from TaeJa here. So, you know, he's kind of moving on from this anyway. But, I mean, let's just take a look there. 8 drones were killed in that. I mean, 5 SCVs went down for Shine. But we saw a lot of Lings out there as well. So, I mean, most definitely I think Shine is probably a little bit further back than he would like to be.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was dealt with, and most of the scenarios that people see this when it's dealt with, the end result is Zerg's actually way ahead. But he sacrificed no queens for a very long time here, so he's not actually that far ahead because he doesn't have the production to be ahead. So there is a natural coming down for TaeJa and a 3rd base to make sure he doesn't fall behind the mark. And with a 3rd base coming down and the late queens and a supply block here at 28, oopsie daisy, getting a little bit flustered here, Shine is, and that's going to prevent the 2nd queen coming out and from the main hatchery. Therefore, TaeJa's most definitely not behind.
Yeah, I mean, not at all. I mean, he's losing a little bit of production there, but by getting these by getting these command centers up while his opponent is trying to drone up and trying to get back to where he should have been probably about a minute ago in game. That's going to be a very, very advantageous time for TaeJa. And Shine, on the other hand, now just getting those queens out. So literally his first larva inject is just around the corner. And to think about that at the 7-minute mark, you know, having seen what he lost and how many drones, just to take a look at that, 25 drones to 23 SCVs at this point. But with that third CC going up, that could also kind of blast ahead. We have Zerglings now trying to take some level of map control, see what they are going to be up against, and now a second queen is going to pop. Let's get that creep spreading started and likely take out these back rocks for quick access to the third. But now the gas is up. We should have speed coming out soon. There is going to be a follow-up attack, however, and it is spotted by this Zergling at the tower.
Yeah, that's really nice for TaeJa to do this because he knows it's going to be too late for his opponent to go for a 2-base all-in. There's 3 barracks been spotted, so he knows it's not going to be a 2-base all-in, which leaves the likelihood of a 3rd base coming down a lot more viable, which is why TaeJa's here. Caesar's not there, and is now probably questioning what's going on. He may try to poke up with a Marine or so to see the unit count, but he doesn't actually get that creep trimmer. Tried to get it, though. But he may actually land a scan, just to try to see what is going down. But to be honest, actually, upon seeing that drone, yeah, he saw a drone trying to make its way to the 3rd base. TaeJa, because of seeing that drone, knows that that's going to be eventually a 3rd hatchery coming down. TaeJa in great position, actually got scanning information because of that.
Yeah, I mean, and he can sit right outside and just wait a second. The queens are going to come out, tank some of this damage, likely bring the rest out as well. And there he is. He does not have speed quite yet. But it's going to be something he's going to have to face that battle, and he does go ahead and smack those lings back. But that third should be established, and there it's going up right now. Creep being spread out. So just equalizing here. Now I want to take a quick look at the drone count. Looks like 42 to 39. Still starting to get that up. Now a Baneling Nest has been put down, and just now starting an Evo chamber. So again, just unfortunately for Shine, that initial aggression just kind of put him behind. That is second Evo, by the way, but he hasn't started. There we go. Carapace has now begun.
And TaeJa has to go double upgrade soon, otherwise he will fall way behind. And they're actually coming down right now. So double upgrades coming down to, of course, not fall too far off the mark. And with the starport on its way too, with the Hellions added on, most likely we'll see 2 more Hellions and then switch over for Medivacs. And actually a very powerful little stim timing attack, combining Hellions with the Marines here, which could actually do a lot of damage, and Balings are going to be the key in defending that, but there is a Baling Nest down, which is of course going to help out a bunch. Excuse me, getting little hiccups here. This attack though is going to be still pretty deadly for TaeJa. He's got a lot of Marines out already.
Yeah, he has quite a few at the front, and he's got these Hellions for some map control as well. The Ling count is rather low at this moment, with a bunch of Banelings being morphed in here. But here we got the Hellions now, 6 in total. Moving around, they could be key to this. There are going to be 3 queens that will move forward to try to take these guys out. And these queens, obviously, with the range buff, coming in huge versus players that like to open with these Hellions. And let me just, we do have the first Medivacs coming out. Marines now taking out that wall. The third is going to get established now, but he's going to go ahead and clear out that Overlord. And we do have a move at the front. Looks like a bunch more tumors either canceled there. He's just trying to deny as much creep as he can. There, one goes down, a second one goes down, and I believe he got that third as well. He did. So great job just denying that creep.
And let's see if TaeJa's now going to move out. He has double Medivacs out, and he should move out, because, I mean, if you sit back and let Zerg get back into the game, of course. And he actually, at the very same time, scans the natural, sees an infestation pit researching, and sees Baneling speed researching. So ultimately, he has to go now. That's double sets of gas. He sees double evolution chamber as well. He knows the gas is very spread out, which means there shouldn't be really that many for Banelings. There's only a handful of Banelings out, and with decent micro, he has Stim, of course, and Medivacs. Oh, look at that. He's actually going to double drop and then try to do something. This is pretty smart from TaeJa here.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely a kick in the eye. Now, there is an Overlord to the far east side of the map, so depending on the actual trajectory of these medevacs, are they going to get spotted? They'll get spotted by the second Overlord, so we won't have early warning alarms go off here, and we take a look at his vision, and we can see TaeJa going right inside. Just 2 Lings there. Everyone is coming over here, and he will get a nice surround in this Lings. What a great cleanup over here, but that is going to start the attack coming from the middle as well. Might lose a queen here if he's not careful, not going to go down, and actually not nearly as successful as it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, TaeJa didn't really get any results there, to be honest. He did waste a lot of gas units, banelings, and being morphed, which slows down the upgrades a little bit. And there are no infestors out until now, which is the only breathing room that Shine's had. Now going over into creep spread, which is of course needed, but TaeJa is set up so beautifully where he cannot be busted. There's no way he can be busted. He has a lot of tanks down, can ideally look to just power up now across these 3 bases, get 2-2, slipping up a little bit on getting the gases on the 3rd base. So you can see that that's taking toll on the resources in the bank with 800 minerals, only 50 gas, so that kind of sucks a little bit, which is a little bit of a mistake from TaeJa, which is actually slowing down his +1 vehicle weapons and +2 armor for the bio. But overall, TaeJa looking very, very solid here, and may use that extra minerals for a 4th command center really early on.
And some Lings are going to sneak into the 3rd right here. They will do some damage, but not before finally getting taken out. Now there is another drop going off to the east side of the base, while we see our Zerg opponent Shine actually taking both wing bases here on the west and on the east side. So this will be stopped, but he might get a cancellation on one of those. The infestors are out now. It's going to make a big, big difference in these battles. He's got to get sieged up and ready. There's the siege up. Big baneling hit. Yes, huge baneling hit. And all those Marines say goodnight. Is he going to turn around and drop a fungal here to try to get away? The Queens will get there. No, he'll wait for the reinforcements. And another great surround here. And Shine means business. Now that drop is looking to take out that 5th or force a cancel. And there it is. But honestly, that West Wing base going up, that's probably exactly the reason why he took that base as well. And he even saves that drone. So he puts that right back down.
Yeah, this is going to, I mean, that was pretty good for Shine. Shine's unit control and micro's been really well. Didn't lose any infestors, just trading minimal for big chunks of army. Great little council on that base, though. The later this game goes on, the harder it becomes for Shine in terms of the creep spread, and also his expansions being so exposed on the flanks. There's no creep spread on that 4th base on the left-hand side to prevent TaeJa from doing this very movement here, sieging up, claiming the ramp, and then starting to push up towards that 4th base, which is idealistically his goal here. And with more and more units being streamed across here by TaeJa, who's looking to reinforce this location, that 4th base has to be defended. And at the same time, there's 2 medevacs full of units on the right-hand side of the map too, looking to drop.
Yep. And they clean up that hatchery, making their way in now. There is going to be an infestor, a couple banelings, and some Lings. He just shows the Lings at first, and will he grab it? He does. He gets it. He's going to lose at least one of those medevacs, and may even lose medevac number 2, but there's a big attack moving forward. 2 takes on the low ground, tank sieging up here. And is this army going to be in position? 6 infestors, a lot of Lings, and he pushes forward, gets hit with a little bit of siege fire, and promptly moves back. He is going to abandon this base, and that means no 4th at all for Shine.
Yeah, that's so good, which basically turns the Zerg army, which is meant to be replenishable time after time after time, into, yeah, great, you've lost your 4th base, you can have 1 army, but that's it, 1 army alone. So Shine's not out of it yet, but he burst the same amount of strength into his army here, and TaeJa now will fall back and take a 4th base. He'll swing to the right hand side, will want to claim a 4th base as his main is almost mined out to be able to continue Marine Marauder production, but definitely wants to hunt down again, get position again. He's annihilated so much creep here as well, which is making his army movement so easy, but Shine has had enough and he gets in there before the run is sieged.
Oh, and the Ultra is coming at us a perfect time there. The Banelings hit, and the Banelings actually away from the huge concentration of Marines, but we do see the Fungals land. He does lose one of those infestors, but everything is cleaned up. That 4th base is killed yet again. But with that little battle victory there, that should allow Shine to get set up now. He's not even going to waste a fungal, knowing that he can't clean up on those medevacs. and that was a great little hit there. But taking a look at the survey of the game, there's not a 4th base up for Shine right now. He did get those ultras out at just a perfect time. We're having an army rebuild here for TaeJa. He's building 2 additional command centers up here inside his main. So I think that he was sitting in a position where he could actually afford to do that. The loss of tanks was certainly a big deal, but he's still sitting on about 6 or 7 overall. So I don't know. He's lost that. It looks like he's going to have another force move in here to deny this yet again, and it is going to happen. Drone moving over there. So he's going to continue to deny this 4th. Has he denied it long enough, and will we see a 4th established for TaeJa?
Yeah, that crushing of that army has brought Shine so much time here. And with TaeJa's main base mined out, we'll start to see the minerals drop and the gas increase, of course. And Shine, #1 rule and plan, do not let TaeJa take a 4th base. If TaeJa takes a 4th base, Shine's economy is still pretty much broken down, having lost so many 4th expansions. If he allows TaeJa to take that left-hand side base, things will start to get out of control because Marine Marauder production will continue to be solid, and that's why he's starting to make movement across there. But look, with +2 tanks already, Shine is about to walk into this, and this time TaeJa's ready.
And the tanks are going to get targeted first. Siege up in the back. Got to minimize that baneling damage, and does, as it looks like possibly even a manual detonation. And TaeJa knows, he smells blood. He instantly tries to strike there, but you know what? He saved so much in terms of retention. Zerg down 160 supply, having to retreat back to this 4th base. He sadly knows that this base is going to be back up, just waiting for this creep to recede. And there it is. The 4th base is going to be established. Zergling's going to try to go for some level of a counterattack. No, they go directly in to the giant gob of soldiers for TaeJa. And I feel like, although Shine has made some great moves here, is in a pretty bad situation. He's going to try to snipe some of these tanks that are coming out as reinforcements. I love that, but now we're going to see the 4th under siege yet again.
And such a great decision for TaeJa to take the base on the left-hand side, because now he can defend that base and attack.
Yeah.
Which is why this is such a difficult location for Zerg to be in, and TaeJa will bring it down again. And Shine has to rely on catching his opponent unsieged. That's the only way Shine can do this now in this game. He's sending out a massive counterattack here. There are no units at home, and TaeJa may actually have to stim a bunch of units to get back to deal with this.
Oh yeah, he is, but actually Shine immediately knows he's in trouble off of that. He's just trying to use it to gain some position. He brings his Ultralisk out, but these tanks quickly siege up and hold on to this middle ground. Now we see the East expansion going up for Shine. But as we know, this has already been taken out 3 times during this game. It's not going to be easy because TaeJa is all over that. And although he snuck a few Zerglings into here, they do get cleaned up. He interrupts mining for just a little bit. But honestly, the amount of energy on these orbitals, Apollo, the fact that this base went up and it's a PF now, it's just a terrible position here for Shine to be in.
And double starport's been added on with double reactors, so the Viking count is about to go insane right before the Broodlords get to high numbers, because they're currently at 5. Of course he wants more than that, but Shine is now looking to just overwhelm his opponent before the Viking count can get high enough. He has a bunch of queens with the army as well, so he can transfuse time after time after time. One thing that is working in Shine's favor here is that if he can get a base on this right-hand side, which he finally has done, maybe he can get the gas to replenish a strong army. He has microed very well in terms of army lost and so on, and he's dealing with a squad of units on the right-hand side, but the big problem is TaeJa is so mobile, and he's got so much money in the bank because of that left-hand side base.
Yeah, clear and creep as well. Now the Broodlords are going to get added into this, and there are no Vikings out in order to be able to deal with this. So he's got to get rid of the ground army and then go in. Also, look at these queens moving forward. The problem is that can he sustain anything beyond this army with this 4th base? It is a kind of a measly little 4th base. I mean, this attack is just going to have to cripple TaeJa in order for it to work. I feel like if he loses too much, he's just not going to be able to reinforce quite yet the same army. And here he is moving into position, having the Ultras move up, and I do not think he should go after this base. He needs it for that army.
Yeah, and TaeJa knows he's in good position. Shine in a bad one. Launches infested Terran. He's going to go for it, man. He's going to try and go for it. Wow, the Viking count is relatively low, but relatively low means there's still 10 Vikings, but they're all clumped up.
There's some fungals going on top of them, but feel like some hesitation comes out here by Shine. Pretty much all that's left of these Broodlords. They are getting transfused, but there are no more fungals to go down on those Vikings. They're transfusing, and oh my god. Oh my god,
really transfuse at all, actually, with these queens.
Honestly, I thought that was going to go a lot different because I did not see how many Vikings TaeJa have, and shame on me for not looking at the units tab. He had more than enough to deal with that, and that was just crushing.
Yeah, and look at the money in the bank now. Because of the way that these 4th bases have been denied time after time after time, TaeJa has a new base set up on the 5th right location, just waiting to get rid of the Ling underneath. But TaeJa can replenish. He has so many barracks, so much money available, and he is never ever going to lose an expansion. Of course, Planetary Fortress on the left, Marines Marauders on the right, and now it turns to an army of 1 Ultra, 2 more on the way, 4 Banelings, and 5 Infestors. It's not enough. It's just not enough army size and value. And TaeJa sprints a squad of units down to the bottom right, looking to pick off another expansion, and he's going to get it again.
Oh, he's going to get it. And that in itself, like the killing of that hatchery, could be GG. Will fungal and might save it. Oh my god, 12 hit points. But honestly, that is just an easy target at this point. Look at this Bioforce. He could fly a couple of Vikings over there, land, and be done with it. There's a great fungal coming out here, but I just don't feel like the retention of these units here for Shine are where they need to be. You know, losing a lot of the infestors. Obviously the banelings aren't going to be resurrecting. And there it is, 1, 2, 3. That Marine spit on that hatchery and blew it up. Another great fungal, but too little, too late. That West Wing base is up now for Shine, but God, he's been playing so much catch-up. He just doesn't have the army.
Yeah, and TaeJa's going to come down and sprint and kill it again, and Shine knows he cannot survive in this game.